Pick up another you call in the parking lot in Tucson. Are you with me? We're standing with the roof gone. I pull up like Jimmy Neutron. We can make it get a move on. Like you haul, and I know we need to go slow, but we could go faster. Maybe the best.
Okay, guys. Hey, welcome in. Give me like a minute. Let me fix something to drink, and I want my mouth to get dry, and we're going to have a great conversation. Give me one moment. We're going to come back with this important topic. I'm coming right back, y'all. Hold on. Hey, you guys, I am back. Hi. Welcome in. So listen, I wanted to talk about this conversation. I'm sorry it took me a minute to start. I was supposed to start this morning. We done got things for dinner, and then we went to go look at some options for adopting a little fur baby. So I'm sorry I took so long, but I wanted to have this conversation because I saw yesterday in Shreveport, Louisiana, that a man tried to take out everyone and took out the 8 kids, and the 3 mothers are left. And I kept thinking to myself, this whole month, this whole year, like since the beginning of the year. Yeah, thank you, Shreveport. Yes, thank you so much. I hope I said it right. This whole since the beginning of the year, I have noticed that it has now going. The rates are getting much higher. It used to be every hour of the day, and now it's like actually, you got to be cautious because the rates have went up from 33 to 34%. And there's a lot of women who are and children are being unalived at this point. It's ridiculous to me. Let me see if I go to my Instagram. And I saw this on a blog, and I was like, this is crazy. Like when I say, yes, the court was coming. That's the second one I heard like that. Remember, you had the guy in the White House, Justin. He did the same thing. Him and his wife was getting ready to separate, and he came in and unalived his wife and himself. And the children don't have parents. Being blacklisted, shared this and said in 2026, it is high, y'all. Like it It's crazy. Look at this. All these women, just look at this. You had Ashanti Allen, who was found 8 months pregnant. And we're going to talk about that. 8 months pregnant. Who was her boyfriend, Hey Mysterious Eyes, and she was found unalived, her and her unborn child. And the father of her unborn child they said that they found it in the entrance. We finna look into that real quick because I wanted to talk about that. It's just so sad. This will happen in Houston, and a man accused of unaliving her was arrested in Louisiana by the U.S. Marshals, which was the boyfriend. Child. So the man accused of unaliving a pregnant Houston woman in the case has drawn widespread attention. Criticism has been arrested out of state. And confirmed to Monday. Authority. That's what they said. Attention and criticism, and it says has been arrested. Okay. Authorities confirmed to KPRC2's Bryce Newberry that Kevin Fox, 24, was arrested without incident in Louisiana by the U.S. Marshals. He has been on a capital murder charge and the unaliving of 23-year-old Ashanti Allen, who was 8 months pregnant when she was 8 months pregnant when she was reported missing on April 10th. Her body was found on April 16th. Kevin's arrest made a significant development in the case that has drawn scrutiny over Kevin's criminal history and prior release from jail. So it's not his first time for doing something like this. Really? We finna talk about it. And she was 8 months pregnant. It's sad. I'm trying to get my thoughts together, y'all. It's a lot going on. Victoria Alexander, she was unalived by her estranged husband. You got Raven Edwards. She was unalived by her ex-boyfriend in DC. It's just a mess. I'm gonna play some stuff. I had went and I say, well, what is is such and such, is genocide, femicide. Is there like a genocide on the Black community, especially when it comes to women? And when I asked Google said yeah. They say yes. And it's so scary because here's the thing. You not laying up with nobody to have this happen. And then we finna go into what happened to these kids. And I'm gonna read to y'all what happened. Now they say it's 3 moms that are in the hospital. And I know for sure that those moms are just crying like their eyes out. Please send a prayer up for this mother, Shaniqua Elkins, and the 2 additional survivors who have not yet been named. This morning, Shamar Elkins, 31, carried out an attack on his own family, taking the lives of 8 children ages 18 months to 14. He also injured his wife and another adult female and a teen who was injured after jumping from the roof to escape gunfire. Shamar Elkins was fatally killed by the police. On social media, it said that Shaniqua Shamar married in 2024, but dated for over a decade and shared multiple children who are also victims in this case. Shamar was also a military veteran. Now, this is sad, y'all. Someone say what's really going on in this cruel world and why. Jesus, my heart goes out to this family during this morning of loss of their beloved kids. Praying for all the families. It's something deep behind this. So is all the kids by the same woman, or did he unalive the kids from 2 different women? Man, you gotta be kidding me. The boy gotta be kidding me, boy. The devil knows he be working. And so, yeah, that happened yesterday as I saw it. I think it was yesterday or Saturday. It was one of the 2 that those kids lost their life. And then after that, his mom's house was on fire. Hey, sis. Yeah, it breaks my heart. What? Oh, my God. This is sad. So when I read about this stuff, I say, is there really a genocide of a femicide going on? And I feel like it is. Um, and it's becoming mostly with women and children. And that is the thing. And we have been telling people, me and another content creator, I've been saying it once, I've been listening to all of them. Women are getting unalived by men they trust. These are not men that they don't know. These are men they trust. And for some strange reason, it's a lot of it. It is a lot of it. Let me see what I want to play first. And the women are really talking about this. You got Nancy. You have, man, let me show y'all all these women because this is sad. This don't make no sense. It's like a continuance. And I was talking to my friend about it. She was like, everybody going mad. And I was like, mad ain't the word. Mad ain't the word. Like, they going crazy. Hey, Black and Bougie. You welcome. Yes. Yes, they are. They are not acknowledging it. Hey, Deanna. They're not acknowledging it at all. Because it's so sad. Like, look at all these women. I want to share my story about my friend. Um, my friend, I had a friend. She was unalived on her 25th birthday. Um, she had, hey, yeah, they're getting worse by the minute. She had 2 kids with him. She was getting ready to leave him. She said she couldn't take it because she knew he was on something. And he unalived her, took the twins that he had with her, left out the window, and left her 5-year-old son at the time. Her son ain't 5 anymore. He's probably, an adult now, but he left him in there to find his mother with brutal trauma. Hey, Stacey Ray, she had all the trauma. She was unrecognizable. He left that boy in that home to find his mother unalived on her 25th birthday. She wanted to leave because he was on substance abuse. And he snuck into her home that Sunday. And he heard everything she said on the phone. She called me, my friend, and a mutual friend at the time. And she said, if you don't hear nothing from me, just call me. I said, okay. And the other mutual friend was on the phone. She heard her say, how you got in my house? He climbed through the window and heard the whole conversation. He stayed there from 5 that evening till the kids went to sleep. And he took them out the window around 12 or 1 o'clock that morning. She had already had paperwork filed for child support and custody. And his mother seen him. And when they found her, he unalived her. And he left. And when they went through the house, they found her son. They found her son in the bed. He wanted her son, who was 5 or 6 years old, to find his mother unalive in the living room floor. And still to this day, her mom has been very vocal of her feelings. I send my prayers to her mom, but still to this day, yeah. It's sad, y'all. It's so sad. It's just sad and heartbreaking. You have Serena Fairfox, who was unalived. You have by her husband because she was getting ready to divorce him. Their teenage son called 911. A judge had just ordered Justin to move out, and she was a dentist. You have Nancy Bowen, who was 39 and unalived by her husband in Coral Springs. Imani Dia Smith, Bianca Huntley, Qualisha Barnes, Ashley Janae. Like, this is crazy. So I'm gonna play some videos, y'all. But yeah, I be trying to tell folks, and you know what? I'm surprised there's men that's talking about it on TikTok at this point.
And no, because I'm gonna be on y'all ass tonight on my podcast when I do my next episode because y'all got so much to say about black women having abortions, talking about that's killing all these black children, but y'all be quiet when the number one thing.
I know who she talking to. I know exactly who she talking to. I know exactly who she talking about. I'm not gonna say no names because I have a mutual person that I know that we're kind of cool. We're friends, and they are friends. But I know who she's talking about because I had said this in this woman's chat. I had stood on this woman chat and I had said that she say black women gotta, and she was a black woman. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Black women gotta have black babies. I said black women are being unalived. What do you mean having black babies? Y'all going to the, why do you think that? Exactly. That we are the emotional ones. That's correct. And I've seen a lot of that go on. Y'all gotta, let me tell you something. They are forcing, and these men are going crazy because now they're trying to force a child, and they have it to where, and I talked about this before when we did politics, they're trying to push children to start having kids by eighth grade. You know how many men out here have no self-control and that are just randomly going through trying to get young children? Exactly. Honey.
That's killing black pregnant women is the child's father. The babies that women actually carrying to term or trying to carry to term, it's their child's father that's killing them. That's the number one reason that black pregnant women die. It ain't childbirth or high blood pressure, preeclampsia, not a medical condition. Men. And y'all want to talk about wigs, lashes, waist trainers, 50-50, women not being submissive, women don't want to take their man last name. Like those are things that's really killing something in the community. But then you had this man go and kill off his whole family the other day. But y'all silent about that. Real quiet. Got everything to say about some twerking and women getting BBLs, which I'm not a fan of, but still, that's their bodies. Who cares? BBLs ain't killing people the same way these men are, though. It just seems so funny that y'all got so much to say about so many things that are largely harmless. You just don't like them. But real quiet about people that's actually taking out actual regular, born, already here black people. Just real funny. And no, because I'm going to be on y'all.
It's my bad, y'all. It just hit. I done hit the thing too long and it done. I wasn't even trying to do that. Let me be careful. I gotta get used to it. I need to buy me a mouse or something. But yeah, that's true. I'm
Nancy
gonna play all of
Mateo,
these.
Serena Wenzer, Pastor Tammy McCullum, Ashley Robinson, or Ashley Janae as she was known online, Ashanti Allen, Qualisha Siditi Barnes, Devonta.
And we find out that Qualisha Sadidi Barnes was unalived by they think she was unalived by her baby daddy, allegedly, because of the fact was that he just had a baby and she was pregnant.
Curtis, Barbara Deere, Bianca Huntley.
Every single name that I just read is a black woman that lost their life this month at the hands of the man that they were with or they used to be with. Now, it hasn't been officially confirmed yet for a couple of them, but the signs point towards it being the man that they were with. Um, Ashanti Allen and Bianca Huntley, they were both pregnant when they lost their lives. And I know that Nancy Mateo, she used to be vice mayor in Coral Springs, Florida. I know that from what I remember reading, that she was preparing to run for Congress. And those are just the names that I already knew about. I know that there are other names that I didn't mention. Um, I know for a lot of Black women, seeing these stories has filled y'all with a lot of anger, as it should. We should all be angry about this. This is not okay. And knowing what I've known about Black femicide, I've known about it for years now. The unfortunate reality of Black women being killed at higher rates than other races of women when it comes to IPV. Just seeing this surge recently of these stories, it's just exhausting. And by far, the most frustrating thing has been seeing some of my fellow Black men trying to downplay this, trying to make it seem like it's not that big of a deal, even justifying some of these women's deaths.
They were trying to justify Ashley Janae death, FKA Ashley Robinson. They was like, well, that's what she chose. And I mean, yeah, your preference, that's a whole different topic. But you can't justify that man did that to her. And now that everything is coming out, and now that everything is, you taking your rose colored glasses off, everybody kind of, now they're starting to say, oh, wait a minute now. You got money. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
It's just been so frustrating. And look, I don't consider myself to be a smart person. I'm not going to sit here and act like I have the solutions when it comes to solving this problem, but I do know that downplaying this, making it seem like it's not a big deal, that's not helping.
No.
Okay, Black women are not going to look the other way. And they shouldn't. This directly impacts them.
Nancy Mateer.
And I want to say this. Black women have been under attack for a while. I was talking to my friend and she was like, I blame the orange man. And I was like, well, we can, because we're not only under attack for love, right? We're under attack. What? That is sad. I'm glad your friend is okay and I'm praying for her. Black women are under attack with love, jobs. If you have a degree, you're not qualified, or they feel like you're not the best candidate, but you way more qualified. What the career you hold, if you're an RN or a dentist or a doctor, it's so much attack on Black women right now. You're not going to break a Black woman down. You're going to ignite a fire in her to stand up. Because for y'all to think y'all really finna make a Black woman quiet by targeting her and doing all this stuff, do you not understand what history has taught y'all when it comes to Black women? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. We're not back. There ain't no Black woman backing down on nothing.
It doesn't matter how many men join the online rape academy, and it's almost laughable to think that we need more evidence to prove that femicide is a global crisis. I've seen 8 headlines of Black women being murdered in just 2 weeks. One of those women being Selena Fairfax, who was just murdered by her husband, Justin Fairfax. He was lieutenant governor of Virginia and was accused of sexual assault by 2 women, one in 2000 and one in 2004. If people had believed those women, this woman would be alive today. 1 in 3 women will be sexually and or physically abused in South Africa. 1 in 5 women will be abused by an intimate partner in South Korea. There was a rape festival just this March in Nigeria. In America, there's an intricate sex trafficking ring run by global elites, and one of the perpetrators will become the United States president. 230 million women and girls worldwide are victims of genital mutilation. Even famous women who have the means and money to hold their perpetrators accountable are faced with smear campaigns and ridiculed by the public. And while people discuss which specific demographic is most likely to commit the most harm, women everywhere are being murdered. It doesn't matter how many men join the online rape academy.
I heard about that
And it's almost
online essay
The reason
academy
why we're
as well.
seeing the unaliving of so many Black women, the rate of Black femicide increasing, is due to our relationship with punishment, I think. Historically, when we were enslaved peoples, refusing to play by the rules of the plantation meant being beaten, being brutalized, being sexually raped, if that meant putting you back in line. And Black women dealt with that doubly. Once on the plantation, and then when they went back to the slave cabins, where men and patriarchy still ruled, even if we were enslaved. And it was normal to beat submission into anyone, and even into the enslaved children. You bring it to modern day times, and you see it in the media. Black women being beat on, Black women being abused. And instead of condemning those actions, people rush to ask, well, what did she do? What did she say? How could she have placed herself out of the way of this harm? We find so many ways to justify her being harmed that it almost feels like it's her fault. So basically, we have a culture of people who think that it's normal for punishment to be dished out to you, specifically as a Black woman. Even the church says that your period, your childbirth, those are all things that you deserve. That pain, that risking your life, you deserve that punishment. So it's no wonder that when Black women are being abused, they often internalize that as love. They internalize that as acceptance. They internalize that as part of what is part of the course for being loved as a Black woman. When so much of your identity is being told that you're only lovable if you're willing to withstand abuse, if you're able to take on all of everybody else's transgressions and still come out somehow happy, still come out somewhat resilient, unscathed, if you don't show too many scars once they're done brutalizing you, you're the good Black woman. So when the abuse of Black women is normalized to the point in which that it has throughout the history of society, it's no wonder that people don't seem to be that moved by the idea that there's so many Black women who could have done so many great things. Black women who are mothers, wives, doctors, teachers, women who were just sovereign within themselves, who were taken out too abruptly because that's just the way it goes. If we really want to protect Black women, we're going to start having to have those real honest conversations about how maybe it's time for Black women to stop seeing their suffering as love.
There are Black women that do see that. I know some people that feel like, I forgot what celebrity said that. I forgot who it was. She said, why do Black women think struggle love is okay? Yeah, they refuse to see it. She said, why y'all think struggle love is okay? You got to go through all that to make somebody show they love you. No, you don't. And I've had this conversation about, because a lot of women try to target the trans community. This is a trans person saying, hey, Black women have suffered a lot. Like, we're seeing so much of them take so much on and being suffering and having to suffer, and how then, they tell Black women, you have to have a child and you have to do this and you have to go through this pain just to get love. Like, that's what they're telling. And people get mad. Oh, they're telling y'all. They've been telling y'all. They've been saying this. Yes. They've been telling y'all the same way we have ours, the same way they have theirs as well, by men. But then when I see women hate on trans women, I have to say this, and I'm not being funny. When I see, they trans, they think they give me pick me energy. It give me male-centered energy. The reason why, because who the hell want to be male-centered with these men right now? Who? Look how these men treating women. We have had 8 in 2 weeks. That's the most we have had back to back. 8. Counted within this whole year, it's a lot more than 8. it just be irking my nerves when I see women stick up for men who they know are abusers and will sit here and drag a woman through hell just to justify. It be wrecking my mind because we are now in a time where we're looking at a whole thing of black women being unalived so much. But we acknowledge it, and it kills me. Yes, they normalize cheating, abuse, emotional, and they are normal. Like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. And I've been trying to say this for the longest. When I talk about Romika, and I see some people, and I'm just being honest, they glorify her baby daddy. He's such a great man. Where? We're going through a fucking femicide, and y'all glorifying this nigga? We're going through a femicide, baby. We got a big target now. Yeah, black men do have targets because we looking at the jobs, we looking at what they're trying to do. But black women are taking the effect of this, the worst, and the most damn qualified. They're trying to force children to be parents in 8th grade that are not mentally capable of taking care of a child. This was a conversation that got leaked that's what they were trying to do in the first place. I'm still not understanding what the hell. Yeah, pick me, male-centered. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know what else it's going to take for women to understand how these men are operating out here. I don't understand it. Yeah, 8th grade. They can't take care of themselves. They can't work. They can't do none of that. Their brain is still going through a figuring out stage. They're not worrying about no babies. They trying to go to the movies. They want a slice of pizza. The new game coming out. It's some new shoes. Nobody worried about no damn baby. The hell? So, it's so much. It's just, this is crazy.
So it's interesting. Just before I found out about Dr. Serena Fairfax, I saw a video that was about Ashley Janae, the young woman who lost her life while in Tanzania with her fiance. And the person who was making the video was talking about how they had dug up an old post from her where
I want to pause real quick. Someone in this comment said Roland Martin had a panel for mental health professionals last night discussing how black men need help. They do. I'm not siding, but I'm being honest. These men got mental motherfucking health issues. The black community is suffering right now. Let's make it clear. You got an orange man telling you can't feed your motherfucking family, just like we got the same, right? Because men take things a little differently. You have them dealing with whatever they got going on. Some of them be talking to their motherfucking self, and they answer. I'm going to say it again. Some be talking to themselves and they answer. They have PTSD like a mother. Do you understand me? Some of these men really go crazy, just like it's some black women that go crazy too, right? But some of them do have, I look at it as mental when I see them try to justify they wrongdoing it to the world for somebody to love on them. You got some issues. You have some issues. If you can't take accountability for your actions as a man, you have some issues. On top of that, they trying to provide. Y'all want to look up how low the black community unemployment rate is? I mean, how high it is? Very high. Very high. They can't take rejection. That's a mental thing. They can't take rejection. Yep, they don't know how to express themselves. They bottle it up and they explode. Cause they're taught. If who was it? Dr. Mimi Humbsmith said it. He said it best when I did Married to Medicine review. He said we were taught that how many girls you can have, how much money you make, what you got, and that could attract you to man. He said nobody don't talk about how we carry the stuff for our wives or how we try to be protective and we can't because our wives feel like she don't want that on us, or you know, how we go home and we just had one of the times where we're getting beat down as a black man, or we're not this good, just like how women feel. They say nobody talk about how you got to be a shield for your family. He said nobody talk about that. Nobody talk about that. They both, black women and black men. See, the thing with us with black women, we'll go get therapy. Black men feel like they can't do that. Nobody talk about how they can't cry. They're not supposed to cry. So imagine you can't cry. That's why I be saying, why does when we talk about Olivia, why you let your son not be emotional? Yeah, he can't be too emotional. I agree. But you don't let him be emotional, and you trying to chastise him because he might do like feminine stuff. But on TikTok, you praise it. You're confusing your child. And then he grow up to hate you and have anger with everybody else. So then he start doing the things to harm people because you put that in him. Yeah, they feel like they weak when they get sad and they turn to anger and then they lash out. They feel like I talked to a therapist. That's some weird ass shit. No, it's not. No, it's not.
She said, when she talked about how black men find a way to embarrass black women every day. She said something to that effect.
And then she lied.
And in the comments, black men were doing the thing that black women do. Black women started doing this originally, from what I know, where you go into the comments and you act like you're not concerned or you're not interested in the story, and you act like, so what's for dinner tonight, or what are you guys watching, or whatever. So they're all in the comments doing that. And I sent it to my mutual and I said, like, why are they acting like they would have cared even if she hadn't said this, or even if she was with a black man? Why are they acting like they would have cared about her losing her life? And then the news about Dr. Serena Fairfax came out.
Exactly.
And black men started to eulogize.
And you know what, Black and Bougie, that's what Dr. Mimi husband said. He said black men have to do the work. That's what he said. He was basically saying they have to do the work. Because you can't sit here and say he was saying that, you know, and even though him and Toya husband got into it, they were agreeing like they really do have to do the work. They have to do the work. You can't just come on here and, I feel bad for me. No, you got to do that work. Like, come on now. Yeah, and they give them all the wrong answers. They don't know if they talking to a patient. That would be killing me. They don't know if they talking to a patient. I would do this, bro. I would have put them. I forgot what movie I was watching, and it was a black movie or whatever. And the guy went to his friend, and he was talking about his wife. The friend was like, "Man, you ain't knock up do the wash and dry." And he said, "Why would I do that? That's my wife." He said, "I'm just saying." He like, "Bro, why would I do?" He said, "I regret talking to you." He was like, "I would have knocked between the wash and dryer." He was like, "Why would I do that?" I forgot the name of the movie. He looking at him like, "What? Why would I do that?" Yeah.
Her murderer. And I was like, this is exactly my point. Not only do y'all not care when black women lose their lives, but you will align yourself with the person who took her life. Yep. This man took his wife's life, the person he took vows to protect and to love and to honor and all of these things. He took her life and then took himself out, making his kids an instant orphan. And he did it in the home where the children were, so that the children had to be the ones to find him. He didn't care about his children's own well-being. He did not care about whether or not mentally, can you imagine the psychological damage that does to the children? Not only to see your mother unalive. It's my understanding that the teenage boy, was the one who called and he reported that mom had holes in her shirt.
Oh.
And then you go down the hall and you find your daddy, and you are aware that your dad did this to your mother. Not only have you failed as a husband, you have failed as a father. And black men are eulogizing this man and aligning themselves like this is the kind of father and husband. What the fuck? And then the craziest thing is,
that does a lot to a child. Just like I said, the story about my friend, may she rest in peace. Her son didn't know something happened to his mother for a long time. They didn't want to tell him. If he would have imagine a 5-year-old, and I can imagine this teenager, put yourself, let's say that, I'm going to give a range, a 5 to 18, 19-year-old finding their mother unalived. Imagine how that messed you up. Imagine you finding out that your daddy did it and unalive. Do you not know how he feels like that? That boy probably can't sleep. The psychological thing, he got to go to therapy. He has to talk to somebody. This is why I said, when we talk about these cases, we got to be careful. I understand that because I have watched it on both ends. I have seen, heard about what my friend's son had to go through. Having nightmares. Yes. I watched my mother take her last breath out of nowhere. Okay? I watched that. Let me tell you something. That shit fucks you up. It fucks you up. Have you ever felt like, I don't know if anybody experienced, but have you ever felt like you just walking and you just hear and everything moving and you understand still? That's how them kids feel. And imagine being young mentally and you feel like everything is just normal. Yeah. Because mentally you kind of not there. That boy probably black, and I'm gonna pray for her son, they kids. He probably blacked out. He's probably just sitting there. He probably, you know what I'm saying? He got to go talk to somebody. That boy probably just sit there and he's in shock. Shock can last for a while. He's gonna blame himself, because I've been on that side too. Because when my friend passed, I blamed myself for the past 2 years. Baby, a bottle was my friend. A bottle was my friend. Honey, I would finish a bottle not even in a day or two. A whole bottle, I would just drink. Go out, knocking them back. I knew it was an issue. Yeah, it's hard to process. Exactly. Because I knew it was an issue for me. For real, Black and Bougie, I agree. I knew it was an issue for me, and I had to look at myself when I went to the club and they had free drinks. They didn't mind. But when she knew how drunk I was, that girl was like, girl, no. And I was like, I just need like one more. Just give me one more. I'll pay for it. She said, girl, no. And she called my homegirls. They were tipsy, but they weren't like me. They were like, nah, y'all got to take her home. Like, she's drunk. It would get to the point where my mama used to be like, girl, you just got done. It was that bad. So imagine him being a teenager, the things that he's finna feel. Anger, upset, his fault. Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? And he got to go talk to somebody.
That his career took a dive because he has saved someone. And,
Yep.
a person who would take his wife's life, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that he committed sexual assault. There's no doubt in my mind.
No doubt.
Like, this is the man that you guys are like. And then the other thing that blew my mind is that, apparently he's an alpha. And so all of the fraternity brothers are. And it's crazy. Like, it made me think about when I was in college. When I was in college, I pledged Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. And so I was in, the scene with the Divine Nine. And I remember one year, the alphas on our campus, the Ohio State University campus, were taking a line. Mm-hmm. And one of the alphas, someone that I knew very well, that was like very well known on campus, very popular, very respected, ended up in an investigation because he made a young pledgee lay on the ground, put a golf ball in his mouth, and he proceeded to attempt to hit the golf ball and end up breaking this boy's jaw, or just damaging this boy. And like, I just remember, at that time, me and my sorority, we held.
I want to pause. Roland Martin did make a statement. He said that he didn't get and I was kind of like, he did say he was wrong. He said, listen, he said, my frat brothers, we said such and such, right? He said, but now that I'm going on a deep dive about what's going on with Black women, because he took it down. He say, I'm going to take it down. And he say, I want to apologize to Black women. And I want to apologize because now that I'm seeing this, I will know. He say, I got to hold myself accountable. And he held himself accountable in that post. That man did not post another damn thing about it no more. He moved on. He moved when he got a deep, and I think he's getting ready to talk about it soon. And I think that's what he's going to be on his panel soon about it. But he did a deep dive on it. He went and researched everything, and Roland Martin was like, "What the fuck?" Like, he was just like, so he took that post down. He had to, out of respect, because everybody was like, "What?" He had to hold himself accountable.
An event to talk about hazing, because at some point, like, all of the hazing and all of the violence, it was too much, and they actually ended up taking us off the campus, basically. You couldn't rep your organization, you couldn't wear letters, you couldn't do anything during this time. And then eventually we were back on campus, and I remember, like, my organization put on this event, and we were talking about hazing, and I remember asking, like, how is it that you expect someone to be able to and want to be your brother or your sister, to be a part of your family, your community, your network, when you violently interact, like, when you do these kind of dehumanizing things to them? Like, what is this connected to? Like, why do we do this? So the violence has always existed in the fraternities. And they'll find any reason to target you, but especially being feminine or being, not being hyper masculine will get you targeted very quickly. Like, so just like men acting like this man doesn't likely have a long history of violence is wild to me. It's absolutely wild to me. And Roland Martin, like, I'm not surprised. Like, I don't know of any Black leader who has not disparaged, harmed, or failed to protect Black women. I don't know of any, like, and you could name them all off, and I'm pretty sure.
Like Malcolm X said, the most disrespected woman is the Black woman. He said it. He said the most disrespected is the Black woman. And he did not lie. He did not lie. I know a lot of people like to say he was a little more violent. Okay. But he didn't lie. He didn't lie. That man said it for years.
Sure, we can find an example of him being harmful to a Black woman. From Eldridge, from the Black Panthers, to Huey, to Marcus Garvey. I don't give a fuck who you name. But, like, I hope Black women, if nothing else, I hope we are paying attention. I hope we are paying attention, because they're telling you how they feel about you and your safety and your well-being and your right to fucking live. Your right to fucking live. Your right to life. So it's interesting. Just before I found out about...
I'm on my treadmill and get my last steps in for today, but I just wanted to say, I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired this week. I have cried about these women getting unalived and these kids getting unalived. I'm tired. I'm tired because you get online and men be on here talking about splitting bills, what women won't do, being submissive, and this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing to us. They call it a gender war, but we're the only ones experiencing casualties, us and the children. And then they taking themselves off so they can avoid accountability. I wish we could bring them back to life and jump them back into the afterlife. Everybody just get in there and just jump them until they go back. That's what they deserve. Sickness and the terrorism that is being exacted on women and children right now, and all of them quiet, they're going to be...
And I'm going to tell you something. What women, I want y'all to start doing, pay attention to how some of these men, and we ain't going to put no race on, we're going to be honest, how they scapegoat when it comes to what this orange man been doing. Pay attention to what they say. Pay attention to what they say. When you have a leader that says F women and children, that basically what he been saying, what make you think that there's people not going to really secretly agree to that? This country has a leader with that. Yeah, it's scary out here. It's scary. Honey, we about to hit, Jesus. Child. And now, I want y'all to be safe, because gas and oil, we're not going to have no more. Ain't no telling what else we finna have issues with. Please be safe. These folks finna really get crazy out here. They really finna turn up out here. America has gone mad. Be safe out here. It's really finna go crazy. It really is.
Real quiet so they can start bringing up 50-50 and divorce and child support again, because that's all they got. They get to be alive in all those scenarios, but that's all they got. them having to take care of their responsibilities and trying to figure out how to save money by mooching off of women and their labor. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted for women. I'm exhausted because women gonna still see the best in these men. Just like I said, all those women that's gonna go to these concerts for men that they know are harming women because they it's too much. I'm getting emotional talking about it. It's too much. Like when I say I be feeling stuff, y'all, I feel stuff so deeply. I'm really gonna have to unplug. Like that's why I've been trying to do like more with the samples and stuff. I got like branded content because I would just be on here all day, just like
going through and
ranting because I'm tired. And it don't got to be like this. It doesn't have to be like this. It's sad. Like women go through stuff all the time. We stress all the time. We go through periods and we won't be doing stuff like this.
Honey, cycles, childbirth. Okay. We go through what is it called? The baby cry, you start crying because you don't know what's wrong. All of that. Baby on the boob. We ain't in the mood. We upset. All of that. We don't know postpartum. We come on we every month we feel like our body about to just curve it open and just how are we living? Okay. We go through a damn lot. On top of that, we gotta go to work and get this dumbass question. Is that your hair? Can I touch it? Oh, well, I don't think you're qualified for the job, but we think such as, hello? The funny looks. Like, exactly 1 week out of a month. Uh-huh. Menopause is hot, it's cold. I can't sleep today. I got too much. And on top of that, you still trying to have dreams and have goals and shit. This motherfucker getting mad because you, excuse me? Please grow up. Oh, well, we can split the bills. Fuck splitting the bills, nigga. Like, hello? Do you not see what's going on? I don't know what is this going to take. And I keep saying this. Do y'all not understand that how we are here to where we're looked at and to where anything to harm, because their mindset is we don't feel like black people deserve anything. And I told somebody, and these men were still having these dumbass conversations. It was pissing me off, and it was with Ashley Janae. Somebody was like, oh, hey, Audacity. Oh, well, yeah. Oh, well, she wanted preference. I say, why the fuck we still having a conversation about a fucking preference when we're all sitting here being looked at as a fucking experiment to see what the fuck going on and how they can fuck up the black community? Why are we having these conversations? That man liked it. He didn't say shit else to me. I say, I'm so tired of these fucking conversations. I'm so tired of y'all talking about wigs and eyelashes. Why are we having this conversation? Why do we keep having these conversations? Why do we keep having where y'all men don't know how to handle rejection? What the fuck? Y'all better get prepared. Pull your pants up. Pull your pants and your drawers out your ass. Because it's about to get real. This don't make no sense. This is crazy. This is ludicrous. Yeah, we hold together and we're the angry black women. Right. I don't understand that. I don't blame you, true crime. I would too. Like, I'm not understanding. And I'm so tired of women, when it comes to an election, these black women who want to use other black women as tropes of why they won't have children. This is why we do not want more kids. Give them to Olivia. She loved to be the bottom of the barrel. But this is why we don't want kids. It's not that we don't want kids because, you know what I'm saying? Look how we're being treated. Look how we're bringing life. Life. We're giving life. Like, are you serious? Somebody don't want us to have this conversation. Honey, I'm finna get a Mason if they. What's her what you call it? Yes. What's her Black and Bougie? What's her handle? Cause I can play it. But yeah, like that's why I was like when she had these conversations. Oh, you're right, girl. Shut up. Like we got big stuff out here. There are women dying every damn day now. Like it's not even every hour, every second. Every second. Hey, Bonnie. Yeah, I ain't going nowhere yet. Every second. Every second. We can't catch a break. And it's just mind-boggling. Like, this shouldn't, it's too much. And then I'm surprised these men are talking about it on TikTok. Let me go to some of these men, because this is, I'm like, what?
No, I agree. But when we have conversations within our community, the Black community, especially just on TikTok, but this really applies just kind of across the board. The assumption is that Black women, that they're pro-Black, that the basis of if you're doing something right, check in with the Black woman.
Yeah.
And if you see the discourse on this side with anything usually involving the Black community, a lot of it is reactionary, even if it's pandering towards Black women. So I remember that take that Black men need to be held accountable for the actions of other Black men.
What?
Right. And the discourse was, if you disagree with that positioning, you hate Black women, because Black men simply need to take accountability. Now, what does accountability actually mean?
It's so sad.
Like, what's the actual context? Is in order for somebody to be accountable for the actions of somebody else, there has to be some type of relation, right? So some sense of control, some sense of influence, right? So if you are, a dynamic of a father and a son, the son does something, then you may be deemed accountable in some sense, or there's some sense of control. You're a leader. Those are members of your group. You have accountability, right? But what they're saying is, regardless, without any type of link to each other, Black men are accountable for the actions of other Black men. Now, as an attorney, as a Black man in the United States, that doesn't make any sense. That is simply just collective punishment.
How?
But because it made Black women feel safe, somehow that was a position that every Black man needed to take. Reactionary. Then when we have conversations about 50-50, the Black family has always required two incomes. Both sides have always had to work together because both sides have been impacted by white supremacy. Within our community, you'll have a variety of our sisters shame Black men for not having a wallet like their white counterparts, as if, again, all things have been equal.
But there are Black men that shame Black women for not walking like their counterparts. There's a rapper that, like I said before, I used to like Nicki Minaj. But when I heard that hoe was trumping, and I heard that big from flat booty to BBL, fake reconstruction booty ass heifer said here, it said, if you're Black, why you should worry about any white woman that's gorgeous? You know you look gorgeous. Baby, I said, girl, F you. You doing anything for a check to keep this man? I dropped everything. I say, I know you. You're telling me the women that go under, not all, but the women that go under the table to look like us, go and do this other stuff, sit here and talk about our hair, our looks, feel like they better, those women. And you have white women who sit here and say, I don't want a man that hate his own kind because he'll hate my child. The hell? White women would stand up. There were white women, not all, but there were white women that stood up and say, I don't, hell no. Why would I want to deal with you? And she told people what? Exactly. Like, I said, what? Well, that's what women got to feel. I ain't feeling shit.
April has been a hard month thus far for Black women. When it comes to the conversation of femicide, it's been a very hard month. The illusion, right, of patriarchy, the veil is being lifted, right? Especially from within the Black community. Because Black men, we've been trying to sell that Only through the patriarchy
Yeah.
are you going to ever experience true provision and protection. But unfortunately, that's been debunked.
Another thing, and I want to say this too. All them motherfuckers that sat over there and went over to that side, they ain't saying a motherfucking thing about these shit with these women. But y'all want to go ahead and go to a woman who made songs about these women, who made songs about women being confident and not picking these men, who sat here and did a whole history of concerts to show that how much she support women and want them to do better. But you motherfuckers telling me her motherfucking ass that told y'all to sit here and knowing her what her husband and her brother did, we still on that? I don't never want to see another Barbara in my life at this point. I don't want to see it or hear it.
By our actions and our conversations, we're talking about these women, these black women, who have been taken out by their significant others. Most of them were wives. One of them was on the path to becoming a wife. And our conversations are very different. But neither side of the conversation is preaching protection. It's validating protection. It's validating the patriarchy and the effectiveness of it and why women need to get on board. With a white man who I personally think he did it, but my personal feelings
For real.
do not change the fact that nothing coming out of Tanzania right now, nothing coming out of the investigation right now, things could change, is proven without a shadow of a doubt that he did it. But the brothers, the black men who had the wives, we know they did it. Without a shadow of a doubt, we know they did it. And yet, somehow, it's still the black woman's fault. It's the black woman's fault. With the white man, shouldn't have dated out. A lot of us are saying she deserved it. And then with the black women, with the men, she was better. Which means that even though black men love the white man's patriarchy deep into our soul.
You heard what he just said? He not lying. He's not lying. There are some black men that agree with that orange funny looking man right now. He ain't lying.
Like, we would defend the patriarchy for days. We would stay on a live. We would stay on a
And
panel
that's the
for hours
problem.
upon hours defending masses patriarchy. But when it comes to black women, fuck it. Fuck that patriarchy. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, because you women don't deserve protection. You don't deserve provision. You don't deserve my consideration unless you're having sex with me. Unless some portion of you is connected to my
Exactly.
balls. We wouldn't even protect our mothers, to be honest with you.
He say black women, not black women, black men know deep down in their soul, the same black men that don't sit here and say nothing, they try to put it on and they try to take sides with Ashley Janae Killer because she chose bad, are the same black men that love white men's patriarchy. Deep down in their soul, they won't even protect their own mama. Exactly.
And
he want to say
it's
lot
a hard
more.
pill to swallow. I know it is, black.
Mm-hmm.
For some of you that really believe in, you know, God, man, woman, and child, and protection and provision, and marriage is a pathway. And the reason being is because despite the fact that you've been screaming at the top of your lungs since the beginning of civilization that men can be harmful to women and children, mankind have created and curated an entire civilization around the world that trains millions of men every day how to be harmful to women. Our politics, religion, economic systems, entertainment, fashion, all of it trains men to be harmful to women. When you think about it, it is a man's legal right to be harmful to you. It is his legal right to be harmful to you. How he votes, how he prays, how he fucks, how he spends his money, and how he entertains himself. It is his legal right to be harmful to you. So I'm not surprised that black men are having this conversation defending their right to be harmful to you. I just want you to wake up. In my previous video, I said stop explaining stuff to us. We don't give a fuck.
Let me go look and see.
It's our right. So when
men,
we get offended.
Now Black and Bougie, he got a lot of women in there sitting here applauding him.
When you say men are inherently harmful and dangerous and violent, and we get upset. But we know that your exclusion, your silence, and lack of body autonomy and lack of voice where it's important is harmful to you. We will defend it, even if it means that I have to trip patriarchy and it falls on its face.
Yep.
And it's very apparent in the.
And that's why a lot of people are saying nobody is really ready for the evolution that will not be televised. Because if black men get on board and trip patriarchy, like they supposed to, we would have a better thing. There are black men who are doing that, but if they all get on board and do that, yes, and they want the same privilege. I said this. This is exactly what I said. If they get on board and trip it, do you know how much we can get from it? Like, and the women, and there are some black women that love black men like that, and they, yeah, honey, yeah, girl, child, they better wake up.
Black community, because we are a powerless people for the most part, especially in the United States, and our women all over the diaspora are in danger.
Oh, I follow
Africa has the highest rate of domestic violence and partner deaths, and they have.
So I'm gonna tell you something. This is the guy. Y'all know that photo going around where black women are watching the world just crumble and they watching everything go in a blaze of fire. He made that photo. And I was like, I know I follow him. He made that photo. And I'm gonna show y'all the photo that he's talking about. He made that picture.
Been celebrated as being the most submissive, the most traditional. Don't fucking matter if you're traditional or modern. You're a woman, and we're men, and we have a right to be harmful to you. God said it. The president said it. The podcast said it. My daddy said it. Fuck, even sometimes my mama said it. So I know this month is hard, but black women, I need you to wake up. Having these conversations with men, looking for some form of conclusion or solution, it's not going to happen. Protect yourselves, sisters, at all costs. April has been a hard month thus far for black women. When it comes to the conversation,
they are loving it. They love his comments, Black and Bougie. He ain't got no illusion. Let me see if I can show y'all. Let me go to his page. So there is I want y'all to know who he is, right? This guy started something that happened in 2024, and he did a portrait that everybody is buying, right? Not buying, but I used a photo from him. He made this because I was like, I want to know who made this. So let me put the music out. I was like, who made this picture? Like, they just speaking because when the election happened and that orange thing won, women felt like this. Let me see. And it's on Cups as well. He is the narrator of this post. I have this picture as my I have it as my Facebook profile. That's the picture in my Facebook profile. He made that. Girl, me too. This is what I mean by intellect of women. I'm speaking so fast. Intellect of men. I love when a man just speaks like that. Hold me. Yes. you know, one woman said we need to start the B4 movement that they have in Korea, and how that got people underway. But he has been talking about a lot of the stuff. But he is the creator of that picture, because I have that picture on my thing on my Facebook post. And you know, I put that there. I'm gonna play one more and then we're gonna go ahead and get into something else. Yeah, exactly, that's where we are. And a lot of people get mad. Yes, yes. That's why I be telling people, if your husband's not part of that that geek movement, don't, yeah, stand tall. You got a good one, because honey, them the men to watch out for. The ones that are a part of it. I'm gonna play one more. Then we're gonna play Malcolm X, and then we're gonna look at the rates, and then we're gonna do Malcolm X.
I've been thinking of the murder-suicide of Dr. Serena Fairfax at the hands of her husband, Justin Fairfax, who was the former lieutenant governor of Virginia. And I have so many concerns because of some of the framing that I've seen, kind of where this conversation is going. And the bottom line of this video is that there's clearly a huge problem with femicide and the killing of women, especially the killing of Black women, and it just gets overlooked constantly. It gets overlooked constantly. And I think it's very important that I state this, because I know that there have been other folks who have brought up Justin Fairfax through the lens of him being their fraternity brother. And in retrospect, he is my fraternity brother, and that does not mean that he is not going to be held accountable and that he didn't do something that is beyond evil. And that's the bottom line. Being killed in your home after giving your husband divorce papers with your children who are teenagers in the house does not mean and should not lead to you being murdered, shot 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that this isn't something that like obvious, like this is a domestic violence situation, but the magnitude of these domestic violence cases and where like men are clearly doing this to women. The mere fact that there was an instance where Justin Fairfax had lied to police and said that his wife was harming him, and that wasn't true. They have cameras in the house.
Yep.
Even with everything people were talking about in regards to mental health in Black men, this would be a valid thing to bring up if it were not for this context. And we cannot bring it up through this context.
Yep.
Folks are more concerned about the mere fact that he committed suicide because of whatever he was going through, outside of the fact that he also murdered his wife.
Exactly. And why
he murdered his wife. This goes against grounds of everything. This is ridiculous, and it's harmful for our community as Black people. It's harmful for the general society that the accountability can't be given. Maybe it won't be given fully by us, the justice at least, but the accountability matters so much. To say, this is wrong, that's crazy, that can't happen anymore. We need to have more conversations about how to protect women, more conversations about leaving violent situations. There needs to be a lot of these things, but it also comes back down to men.
Yep.
And where do you get the goal to behave this way? That's what I keep thinking about. Is it's so prevalent. Where does this behavior continue to be coddled when it shouldn't be? I'm not speaking on behalf of my fraternity, but I do want to mention that I appreciate what my general president of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated mentioned. He posted specifically in regards to like how Black women should be protected and this violence and domestic violence. And I really appreciate that, because I think a lot of folks have just lost it. And I get on one end the difficulty of knowing someone and seeing this stuff happen. But what is often going to be continue to be conflated is people are going to bring up, well, what about when women are fighting, beating up men? And what about when they're both fighting each other? This has nothing to do with that.
I hate that. Yeah, he was a Kappa man. I hate when I hear that. Well, they were fighting him when they, first of all, what gave the right for anybody to do the things that they do to somebody else over that? What I hate hearing that. That don't justify what a motherfucker did to somebody. And how do you know that? Like Sprinkle said, they made laws for men that like to have bestiality. What make you think they're not making laws for that? Come on now. I can't stand that. Now, are some women, the women that you should say that to are the women that do unalive their man after they fought them. And they do sit here and put their hands on them, on the men, and that crazy, and men just don't want to touch them. And they mess up men like that because they jacked up. But you don't say that when somebody's already gone. That don't make sense.
This is a moment in time where we just have to acknowledge the real and stop BSing. Already with the sexual misconduct in 2019 that he was facing when he was a lieutenant governor.
Yep.
That had an effect on him. They did not need to result in his wife being murdered and him murdering his wife.
It was supposed to be under the true crime thing. That's okay.
Dr. Serena should still be here.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that she's not here.
All the women should still be here. All the women should still be here. To be going under the hand of a man or a cause of a man is crazy. All of them should still be here. It shouldn't have went that far. It's called not accepting rejection.
After just doing what she is able to do, is to get away from a dangerous person.
They don't tell her
wasn't able to do that
in that house either.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying. These relationship dynamics continue. It continues, and it's nerve-wracking. So the bottom line is, don't try to conflate the struggles of Black men and what we're going through internally and our mental health only when it's convenient, when we do something that is so abhorrent. Mm-hmm. That is so dreadful, so the largest of transgressions, not just for our fraternities, for society. It's a transgression. It's wrong. It's wrong. It is wrong. It's evil. It's wrong. It's evil. And provide a path of empathy when its sympathy is too much. Even with whatever struggles. If we got to get out of this. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's just too dangerous. And it may not be dangerous for us men, but it sure as hell is dangerous for women. Specifically Black women who are constantly having to be dealt with these sorts of situations. With these tragic situations. It just doesn't make any sense. You know, I've been thinking of the murder-suicide of Dr. Serena.
I thought I stopped sharing. My bad. But so I did ask this question: was there a rise on black genocide and femicide, especially black genocide, black femicide. Hold on, because there is some black femicide, genocide that's going on, but it's more black femicide. Here we go. So it said there's been a documented rise in sustained disproportionate increase in the homicide rates of black women and girls in the United States, often described as silent epidemic or public health crisis. Data highlights that while homicide rates for women of all races saw increase around 2020, black women have been disproportionately affected by this trend. From 2019 to 2020, you have had the homicide rate for black women interested by 33%, revolving the increase for black men at 34%. But black women are consistently murdered at a rate nearly 3 to 4 times higher than white women. Pew homicide rates for black women and girls rose 44% between 2020 and 2019 and 2023. While a national issue, the highest homicide rates risk for black women has been observed in western states such as Wisconsin, Ohio, where homicides doubled in 2020. Now here's the thing when it goes to the intimate partner violence. A significant proportion of these unalivings are caused by intimate partners or family members, with 74.7% of black women killed by males in 2023, and it is still going on a rise, unalived with a firearm. And I want to see if we can get something new for 2026. Let's see. Now, this was last year. The murder of black women in the United States is a major public health concern that has received minimal attention. Black women in the U.S., including black transgender women, are at an increased risk for unaliving, including but not limited to intimate partner homicide and homicide by police relative to their white counterparts. Stereotypes of black women may reduce inhibitations towards violence against this group by both intimate partners and police officers. Structural inequalities that place black communities at an increased risk for exposure to violence and heightened policing also contribute to existing disparities. The disproportionate murder of black women significantly affects their families and communities. And it has been on a rise. And this is from 2025. So it has been on a rise. And I don't know why this conversation is not being had when it comes to a political standpoint of what can be done and what can be fixed. I'm just not understanding it. So I'm going to play a little bit of Malcolm X. Come on, Mr. Malcolm.
You will never rise higher than the women you stand on. When the black woman rises, the whole nation rises with her. You will never.
Hey, where is it? This one?
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. And any nation that disrespects its women is a nation that is doomed to fall. Protect her, honor her. The most disrespected person in America.
So you guys, I am going to end this live and we're going to get ready to talk about Telvin and Talisha. If you guys are interested, I hope y'all love this live and I want to keep doing more topics of this. Exactly. They feel like we are the villains and it's scary and it don't make sense because we're really not. Yes, they are. But we're going to talk about that just to be a little lighthearted. And y'all, I want to get y'all minds together and give y'all a little break because y'all know Psycho Girl coming too. And we're going to talk about that one. But I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this live. I'm going to end it with this again. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Let me go ahead and play this on the way out before I play my end stream. You're welcome.
is the black woman. And the most disrespected person in America is the black woman. And any nation that disrespects its women.
Hold on. Don't leave. We're going to stay on this channel for now. This channel is almost monetized. We are at 903. Okay. We're close to the 1,000. So until this channel hit 1,000, we'll be on both channels. But we will be keeping on with the schedule. So we'll hit still either. If I'm on both channels, there's still going to be a conversation. I promise. Hold on, let me play this over because I want this message to get to get through. Let me play it.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. And any nation that disrespects its women is a nation that is doomed to fall. Protect her, honor her. The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. And any nation that disrespects its women is a nation that is doomed to fall. Protect her, honor her. The most disrespected